Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. I didn't expect to see you here, my husband said softly, his voice unsteady as he stood frozen in the restaurant entrance. My chest tightened instantly. I hadn't done anything wrong, nothing secret, nothing inappropriate, but the scene told a different story. I was seated across from my boss, papers spread between us, leaning close as we went over deadlines. In that brief moment, I saw pain flash across my husband's face before he tried to hide it. Wait, I said, pushing my chair back so quickly it screeched against the floor. This isn't what you think. He didn't answer. His eyes dropped to the table, to the half-finished meals, the late hour, the low lighting, the way my boss had been speaking enthusiastically just moments before. Something inside him cracked. You said you'd be working late at the office, he said quietly. We were, I replied, my voice shaking. The system went down. We came here just to finish the files. My boss immediately stood. I'll step away and give you some space, he said, leaving without hesitation. But the heaviness he left behind lingered, thick and suffocating. On the drive home, my husband said nothing. His silence hurt more than anger ever could. Please, I whispered. Say something. Finally he spoke, his voice thin and controlled. Why didn't you tell me you were coming here? Why didn't you think about how this would look? I wanted to defend myself, but I couldn't. He was right. I should have told him. A simple message. A moment of consideration. Instead, I'd let stress, pressure, and deadlines consume me, and I'd blindsided the one person who trusted me completely. That night, he only said goodnight and gently closed the bedroom door. The quiet click hurt more than if he'd slammed it. The next morning, he wasn't cold, just distant. Careful. Guarded. Like someone protecting a wound that hadn't stopped aching. I tried explaining again, but every word sounded hollow. Nothing happened, I said again and again. He nodded, but it wasn't belief. It was fatigue. Over the following days, I changed. I left work on time. I declined late meetings. I set boundaries I should have drawn long ago. My boss respected them. My husband noticed, but the sadness in his eyes didn't fade right away. One evening, I asked quietly, "Do you trust me?" He hesitated. The pause felt endless. "I want to," he finally said. "But wanting to and being able to aren't the same right now." Tears burned my eyes. "Then let me earn it back." "I'm trying." "I see that," he whispered. The cracks between us weren't caused by betrayal, but by neglect, by imbalance, by me giving everything to work and leaving too little for the relationship that mattered most. Then a week later he handed me an envelope. My hands trembled as I opened it, expecting the worst. But inside wasn't divorce papers. It was a brochure. A couple's retreat. Workshops on communication. Trust-building exercises. A place for people who wanted to fix something, not walk away from it. "I booked it," he said before I could speak. "Not because I'm done, but because I'm not ready to lose you." I broke down then, guilt, relief, hope crashing together all at once. "I'll do better," I sobbed. "I'll prove it every day." "You don't have to be perfect," he said gently. "Just be honest." The retreat wasn't miraculous. It didn't erase everything. But it was real. We talked, openly, painfully, truthfully, about the distance we'd ignored and the fears we'd buried. I told him how overwhelmed I'd been. He told me how unseen that had made him feel. Months later, our relationship looked different. Stronger. More deliberate. Not flawless, but intentional. The final surprise came when my boss transferred departments. Before leaving, he said, "You're lucky. Most people don't fight for what they have." He was right. I almost hadn't. I fought, not because I was afraid of losing my husband, but because I realized I'd hurt him without ever meaning to. Love isn't about never causing pain. It's about taking responsibility for the pain you didn't intend to create. He didn't walk away. He didn't accuse. He didn't assume the worst. He gave me space to rebuild. And in doing so, he showed me what real commitment looks like. Yes, I hurt him unintentionally. But in healing that hurt, we discovered a deeper, steadier love. One rooted not in perfection, but in understanding, effort, and the courage to begin again.